Good morning and welcome, 8:40 on this Wednesday to the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle in studio. Our special guest is Justin Wallace. He is the Director of Business Partnerships and Workforce Engagement at COC. Good morning. That's, you're kind of a cool dude, and I'm not quite sure about the title. It seems just very put together kind of title.
Yeah.
For
it's fun, but I appreciate the special guest. That makes me feel special.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like a guy who puts up the horns and what I mean?
I do a
like
little bit of this and that. Yeah.
rock and roll type of guy, right?
I try to.
So very impressive title, Justin. So let's talk about, there's an event coming up.
There is.
It is the COC Job Fair, and it's October 27th. Oh, it's in 2 days.
Yeah, this Friday.
This Friday. These job fairs at COC are exceptionally well received.
Mm-hmm.
And we even, the claim to fame we have here is that years ago, I mean, you've been doing this for years. Years ago, we got Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
We got Kyle, my co-host from the morning show.
That is correct.
At a COC job fair. I mean, like, what?
So come and you can find your next Kyle.
So everybody needs a Kyle.
Everyone needs a Kyle.
Right? So they are exceptionally successful. So let's start because things have changed a bit over the last few years. There have been, and I'm going to say a majority, not all, but a majority of things changing might be due in part to the pandemic, the height of the pandemic, where a lot of people were working remotely, different jobs were in play. We needed different kinds of jobs because we were working from home. And is that still are we still doing a lot of remote work? Or people, because the friends that I have, just love work. Like they got that working from home deal and they are just loving it.
Yep.
Loving it. They feel, and I'm sure there are people who take advantage, Justin, but they feel they are more productive because they're in their own environment. They have their own stuff. And they, they can get up and get a cup of coffee when they want to, and they can kind of make their own hours type of thing. Do you find that from what you're hearing?
It really depends on the industry. So we hear a lot of companies who obviously during the pandemic had to transition to remote work. As many of us did. However, now that more folks are coming back to work, they're hearing more of the employee's voice saying, hey, we really liked working from home. So you're seeing a blended schedule now where you're coming into the office maybe 2-3 days a week, and then you're able to work remote. Some companies that we work with work remote all week and then come one day in the office. It really does depend. But I think more and more companies are listening to the employees and trying to give them that work-life balance because, again, to your point, we've become a little bit complacent in that regard. Not to say that you cannot be productive, but you're able to spend time with the family, have a little bit more quality time, cut down on that commute time if you are, driving down, south of us or even, out into the Ventura area, Antelope Valley area. It gives you a little bit more time at home with the kids if you have them.
Very good point. We can speak to a bunch of what you just said. The commute. First of all, I don't know if you saw. I think you did because you're the guy. You're the type of guy who I think would. They did a picture of Southern California at the height of the pandemic, and then just before, during commutes, and the sky. Brown versus blue.
Right.
The amount of emissions we were putting out with the cars and buses and
it's crazy.
It's right. And blue skies. And you're like, wait, that's us? Because so many years we've been living with that kind of layer of smog, that lovely brown layer of smog.
Always goes down good.
With a cup of coffee, you're
Exactly.
good. So working from home, do you have employers coming to this job fair in 2 days? Are there remote jobs available?
There are some. Yeah. But again, it goes back to the type of industry you want to get into. It depends on the employer, but also potentially you can negotiate that into your contract. So it really just does depend. I can't give a definitive answer. Say yes, 100% you can work remote.
Sure.
It's a possibility.
Sure.
But I think it's a great option to bring that up in conversations as you're talking to employers. And we have over 100 that are attending. So there's a plethora of industries that are going to be represented. So you should definitely ask them and see if that is an option to make sure it could be a good fit for you, your family, and your career goals.
So let's talk about the fair.
Mhm.
What can we expect? First, tell us exactly where the fair is going to be.
Yeah.
I love saying it's a fair. Like there's going to be popcorn and rides.
Right.
Where is it?
I might do a song and dance. Who knows?
Then I'm gonna go.
Yeah. So
if you jazz hands, I can see you doing jazz hands.
I'm really good at jazz hands. I got a lot of good spirit.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know.
So this Friday,
Mhm.
October 27th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
at College of the Canyons in our West PE gym. So in years past, we've done it in the East PE gym, which is a little bit smaller. This year, we were able to secure a larger facility, which is great. We've increased the number of employers that are going to be in attendance, thanks to our partners with the Santa Clarita Valley Economic Development Corporation, SCV Chamber of Commerce, City of Santa Clarita, and the America's Job Centers of California. All these different organizations here locally have come together now for the third iteration of this SCV job fair to really bring all of our local employers these local opportunities right into the face of all these job seekers. So it's a great opportunity to get in touch with local employers that you may or may not have heard about, but get some one-on-one interactions and FaceTime with their HR departments and the hiring managers. So it's a fantastic opportunity. So you don't need to worry about parking. Parking is covered. We have plenty of signage to make sure that you get to where you need to go. And it's going to be a great opportunity. We're really excited for a fun day.
Valencia campus on
Correct.
Rockwell.
Yep.
I just want to make sure because
That's
you have the two campuses. We want to go to the right one.
Yeah, Valencia campus. Don't go to Canyon Country.
Do not do that. Not
today.
Not Friday.
Go another day.
Yeah. 10 to 2 this Friday. Big thing for me seeing, when I would interview people for jobs, there are a couple of things I wouldn't want to see. And I want to know if these are still relevant. And so you're the guy to ask. I never wanted to see sneakers or flip-flops.
Or pajamas.
Well, do we really, Justin?
I'm not.
Do we really need to say pajamas?
Unfortunately, we do. We've had some individuals come to job fairs in the past that look like they just kind of rolled out of bed. I would highly recommend to not do that. This is why we had a couple resume and interview prep workshops ahead of time the past couple of weeks. Please do not wear flip-flops. Please do not wear your pajamas or, a hat or a t-shirt. Come dressed, professionally. If you need clothes, stop by the Career Center here on College of the Canyons or go to the America's Job Center. We have professional attire, business attire for you, females and males as well. We'll help you get the clothes you need to look and dress the part.
You are so kind by saying we highly recommend. Because if it was me and you were interviewing me, I'd say, don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
You're so kind.
I try to be.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. It
Professional
is
attire. The other thing that really bugged me, Justin, it really did. It still does. The bad handshake.
Yes.
It's got to be a decent. Right. I don't want to be shaking a fish.
Correct. Yep.
But I also don't want to be hurt. It's that fine line of like, don't hurt knuckles.
Right.
But it's a nice firm. I'm confident. I'm your kind of person. We can get this done. Handshake.
Right. But see, it's not only that, it's the eye contact, the body posture, walking in with confidence and speaking clearly and able to articulate, your questions or your points, bringing resume. So all these things, because you're making a first impression. And what I try to say is you only get one time.
You
to
only
make a
get
first
one
impression.
time.
One time.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to knock it out of the park. Because we're going to have, knock on wood, over 700. That's my goal, is to get over 700 job seekers. You need to find a way to distinguish yourself and set yourself apart so that somebody remembers you. So you need to have either something in your background or on your resume that can help distinguish you from every other candidate, because they're going to see a lot of people. So it needs to be a memorable experience in a good way.
In a good way.
Not pajamas.
Again, can't believe we had to say that. I've heard in the past, some job seekers would say, it's an entry-level job. Why? Like, who cares? But maybe today it's entry level, number one, but tomorrow there could be room for advancement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Why would you want to even jeopardize that? Why would you even put your best foot forward, even if it is an entry level job? Get in, form those relationships and see where it goes.
Absolutely.
Don't just whatever.
It's not just a job, it's an opportunity. And that
Mhm.
opportunity could be additional opportunities within that company in terms of a career, because there could be professional development. They could support you. There could be openings that you're not aware of. And if you're able to perform, deliver results, and you
Mhm.
have a good attitude and they see potential in you, you've expressed that. I mean, the sky's the limit. So don't think of it just as a job. Think of everything as a stepping stone, as a career opportunity, because who knows where that will lead. But to your point earlier, building those relationships, because as you know, this is a very small town, so to speak. So a lot of these companies know each other. And if you get a
Yes.
bad reputation,
Mhm.
that could potentially follow you. And you don't want that.
You don't. And you want to, give a little smile, have a nice
Mhm.
personality. Don't, if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, have a cup of coffee and
Yep,
get it together.
exactly.
Like, don't go in, with a scowl or,
Yep.
do your best to. I've seen people get jobs with less qualifications, but their personality and their enthusiasm have taken them right over.
Correct. Because it's a good fit. And
Exactly.
I think a lot of employers now are looking for a good fit for their culture, and they
Mhm.
can teach everything else.
It's all about the vibe. It's
Yep.
all about, if you have some experience and they can show you what they want done.
Right.
It's all about that. It is Friday. It is October 27th, 2 days away, 10 to 2. It is at the Valencia campus, Rockwell Canyon. It is the West Gym this time. The
West Gym.
West Gym. There'll be signs out, and you'll be there, of
Oh,
course.
I'll be there.
If you
Bright eyed, bushy tailed.
listen, and he is. Let me tell you, he is. So if you see him, say, "Hey, Justin, nice seeing you. Thanks for the heads up on the fair. Have a great time. Much success. It's always a success.
Yeah.
So much success, and we'll see you next time."
Sounds good. Thank you.